The War Council chamber fell silent as Admiral Vextar finished his report. The holographic display showed the carnage. 3 entire galactic coalition fleets, reduced to debris orbiting the dead world of Kepler 442b. In the center of the destruction, thermal imaging revealed a massive heat signature moving with impossible speed across the planet's surface. "The Umbral Ravager," whispered Commander Zeph from across the table, her crystalline features reflecting the red emergency lighting. "We thought it was a myth." "Myths don't destroy dreadnoughts," Admiral Vextar replied grimly. His forearms gestured at the tactical display. "Intelligence suggests this creature has been dormant for millennia. Our mining operations on Kepler 442b must have awakened it." The creature was unlike anything in the Coalition's xenobiology databases. Standing nearly 50 meters tall, it possessed an exoskeleton that deflected particle beams, plasma cannons, and even antimatter charges. Its 6 legs moved with spider-like precision, while bioluminescent patches along its hide suggested some form of energy manipulation. Most terrifying of all were the reports from survivors. The beast seemed to learn from each encounter, adapting its tactics with frightening intelligence. "What about the human?" asked Science Officer Mordak, his tentacles twitching nervously. "The human?" Vextar's expression darkened. "Captain Sarah Chen volunteered for a reconnaissance mission before we lost contact with the surface. She's been missing for 6 standard days." The assembled officers exchanged glances. Humans were known throughout the galaxy for their stubborn refusal to accept impossible odds, but this seemed beyond even their legendary persistence. The other Coalition species had learned to respect humanity's tactical cunning and unbreakable will. But what could one human accomplish against a creature that had shrugged off the combined firepower of 3 fleets? 6 days earlier, Captain Sarah Chen had watched her dropship's engines fail as the Umbral Ravager's electromagnetic pulse swept across the planet's surface. The craft had spiraled down through the thin atmosphere, crashing in a dense forest of metallic trees that rang like bells in the alien wind. Chen had crawled from the wreckage with nothing but her emergency kit, a broken comm unit, and her grandfather's walking stick. A simple piece of oak wood he'd carved during his service in Earth's old territorial conflicts. She'd carried it through 3 galactic campaigns, more as a memento than a weapon. Now, as she watched the massive creature tear through a Coalition outpost in the distance, the stick felt heavier in her hands. For 5 days, Chen had observed the beast. She'd seen how it moved, how it hunted, how it fed on the energy from destroyed technology. The creature was apex evolution, a perfect predator that had likely ruled this world before going into hibernation, eons ago. But Chen had noticed something the orbital analysts had missed. The beast was old, ancient, and with age came certain limitations. On the morning of the 6th day, Chen stood atop a ridge overlooking the creature's current position. The Umbral Ravager was feeding on the wreckage of a Coalition dropship, its bioluminescent patches pulsing as it absorbed energy. Chen had studied those patterns for days now, learning to read them like a language. She understood what needed to be done. Chen began her descent, moving quietly through the metallic forest. Each step was calculated, measured. She'd learned patience in the rice fields of her childhood on Terra Nova, watching her grandmother wait for exactly the right moment to strike at fish in the irrigation streams. The beast sensed her approach when she was 50 meters away, its massive head swiveled, compound eyes fixing on the small human figure walking steadily toward it. For a moment, it seemed almost puzzled. This tiny creature showed none of the electromagnetic signatures of advanced technology. No weapons, no armor, no threat. The Umbral Ravager's hunting instincts were finely tuned for dangerous prey, things that fought back with energy weapons and quantum shields. This human barely registered as worth noticing, which was exactly what Chen had hoped for. She walked right up to the creature's massive front leg, raised her grandfather's walking stick, and struck one of the pulsing bioluminescent nodes. The effect was immediate and catastrophic. The node wasn't just a light source, it was a neural cluster, part of the beast's ancient nervous system. The simple kinetic impact of wood against nerve sent feedback through the creature's entire network. The Umbral Ravager's own bioelectric systems, designed to channel and redirect energy attacks, turned against it. Centuries of accumulated energy discharge in a chain reaction that lit up the sky. The beast toppled like a felled tree, its massive form shaking the ground. Chen stood over it, still holding her grandfather's simple oak stick. When the rescue ships finally reached Kepler 442b, they found Chen sitting beside the creature's massive corpse, carving a small notch in her walking stick. "How?" Admiral Vextar asked, his forearms spread in disbelief. Chen stood, brushing dust from her uniform. "Sometimes the old ways work best," she said simply. "My grandfather taught me that the fanciest technology isn't always the right tool for the job. Sometimes you just need to know where to poke." She looked up at the assembled coalition officers, representing dozens of species and thousands of years of combined military experience. The creature evolved to hunt armies, to fight against advanced technology. It never learned to defend against a human with a stick. As the rescue ships prepared for departure, Chen took one last look at the fallen beast. The galaxy would remember this day as proof that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology or their numbers. It was their refusal to think like anyone else. The coalition had tried to fight the beast like soldiers. Sarah Chen had fought it like a human. And that, as the saying went throughout the galaxy, had made all the difference.